50 Texas Democrats just pulled the most cowardly stunt in political history. While their state drowns in floodwaters, while emergency bills sit unsigned, while constituents beg for relief, these legislators hopped on private jets to Chicago. They're sipping champagne with Governor Pritzker while Texas needs rescue boats. But Governor Abbott just dropped the hammer. Second-degree felony charges for bribery are on the table, and now arrest warrants. These aren't protesters, they are fugitives. They took money to abandon their posts and sabotage our republic. The deadline is ticking. They return or face removal from office, or even worse. So this is not about redistricting anymore. It's about whether elected officials can literally run away from votes they don't like. Let's keep on watching. While Texas Democrats flee their responsibilities, Texans are dealing with real challenges that affect their health and well-being. As we age, our body's collagen production declines, leading to visible signs like wrinkles and sagging skin. By our 40s, collagen level drops significantly. That's why I've relied on Ageless Multi-Collagen for years. Yes, they've been a sponsor for that long, very long time. And we thank them for that. And they include 5 key types of collagen from 4 premium sources, perfectly blended into peptides for your body to absorb faster. Plus, every order helps feed hungry children through nokidhungry.org. Get 51% off at healthwithgary.com with free shipping and a 60-day guarantee. Take control of what you can control, your health. Okay, it is now officially going down. Pay attention. The Texas House has just passed a motion to issue arrest warrants for Democrat representatives who fled the state. Listen to this.
Chair hears nays. The motion prevails. The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House. Members, under the rules, while the House is under a call, any member who wishes to leave the hall must have written permission of the Speaker. The Chair is providing written permission to be entered in the journal for each member registered as present on today's roll call to leave the chamber and return tomorrow at 1 p.m. Please return at the appointed time. Mr. Guerin moves that the House stand adjourned until 1 p.m. Tuesday. Is there objection? Chair hears none, and the House stands adjourned. Nays, the motion prevails.
Looks like they got till 1 p.m. tomorrow to show up. The sergeant at arms issuing arrest warrants for the AWOL Democrats hiding out in Chicago and New York. So, breaking 911 posts, when redistricting occurs in blue states, it's equity. When redistricting occurs in red states, it's un-American. Oh, yeah. Here is Dime Store Obama, Timu Obama. Listen to him.
50 states. We have to make clear to the people of Texas what's taking place.
I mean, Hakeem Jeffries here, like literally, and all of the House members all gathered around him. This is gross.
We have to make clear to the people of Texas what's taking place, because it's unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American. And as elected officials, we have that responsibility. That's not something we can just brush aside. There are 50 states in America. I'm here in Texas for a reason. Because these legislators are standing up. These members of Congress are standing up and communicating to the people of Texas what's occurring right now in the middle of the summer at a special session. And we will make clear that we're going to do everything possible to support the Texas legislators as they consider the best ways to push back. It's an all-hands-on-deck moment, and all options should be on the table to protect the people of Texas. But Texas Democrats are going to be the ones to decide that. We will fight them politically. We will fight them governmentally. We will fight them in court. We will fight them in terms of winning the hearts and minds of the people of Texas and beyond. The Texas Democrats are going to show up and stand up and speak up for what's right for the people of Texas. And they're showing courage and conviction and character in doing that. And we'll see what happens over the next few days, over the next few weeks. But the one thing I know is clear, that Texas Democrats are fighting for the people.
Yeah, but they are supposed to show up for the vote. That's the problem. And they're supposed to vote in, for their constituents, right? I mean, isn't that how it works? Not fleeing the state. Okay. Here is some more obstruction. In their efforts to retain control of power, Texas Democrats in the House have fled the state. In doing so, they're blocking any chance of passing desperately needed flood relief legislation in Texas. Instead of staying in Austin to do their jobs, they took private jets to Illinois to focus on fundraising for the midterms. Shame on you, Democrats. Texas Democrats blocking flood relief legislation. Yeah, so while Hakeem Jeffries stands there in Texas and says, oh, yeah, they're doing this for the people of Texas, what about this bill? Blocking the legislation for flood relief? I mean, who can remember the devastation that just occurred? Nope. Apparently not those Democrats that decided to go and hang out with Governor Pritzker in Illinois. Here we have CBS News Texas. Listen.
By Republicans. Breaking news now in your Eye on Politics, a move to block Texas's congressional redrawn map plans by Republicans. A blockage now underway. State Representative James Tellerico out of Round Rock announcing that he and more than 50 of his Democratic colleagues in the Texas House have left the state. This comes ahead of a scheduled vote for tomorrow in the Texas House on the redistricting proposal. No quorum, no vote. That's how it works. Remember, this redistricting push was added to the special session called by the governor, and it has been heavily criticized as a political power grab led by President Trump. Well, the redistricting proposal would shift representation essentially in some sections of North Texas. The map on the left, for example, shows how districts in North Texas are currently drawn. The map with the proposed changes on the right. Well, this morning on Eye on Politics, Congressmember Julie Johnson talked about how the area shaded in orange on that map, District 32, it's the area she serves, how that area would be impacted.
In Texas 32, they put Carrollton and paired it almost to the Texas line with Louisiana. 150 miles, a 3-hour drive from one end to one end. It's a deep stretch to pick up so many pockets of community colors here in our urban areas and just marry it out there. Communities have different needs. Urban areas have different needs than rural areas.
Now, analysts say the proposal could allow Republicans to pick up more, at least 5 more congressional seats. Attorney General Ken Paxton responding to this break in quorum, the Democrats leaving the state, saying Democrats in the Texas House who try and run away like cowards should be found, arrested, and brought back to Austin, to the Capitol, immediately.
And, of course, the arrest warrants have now been issued. Let's continue here. Texas Democrats fleeing the state. Here's another man's take.
To try to stop the Texas Democrats are now fleeing.
This is consciously. Let's listen to him.
The state amongst Texas Democrats are now fleeing the state amongst their latest effort to try to stop the redistricting bill. Like I've been telling folks, this is going to start the domino effect. You smoking dope and dog food, if you believe what happens in Texas is only going to spread to California before it spreads like wildfire throughout the country. And today's move will almost certainly set off a nationwide redistricting arms race that threatens to upend the 2026 midterm election map. Stating it simplistically, this move will deny the quorum that follows Texas red people trying to unveil the new congressional map that will provide the party with 5 new red-leaning districts, ironically what the orange man asked for, as a part of an effort to boost the GOP's chances of hanging on to the House after 2026. They figured out in a few months of this man being in office that he done pissed off everybody, including his base. Now they trying to rig the game to make sure they keep their grips on. And research over me search when I say...
Okay, yeah, enough of you. Obviously, you don't get the point. We know it's the team you're playing for. Here we have Jason Whitley explaining what breaking the quorum actually means.
There's some big political news this Sunday afternoon here in Texas. Democrats have fled this state and gone to Chicago. We're specifically talking about the Democratic members of the Texas House of Representatives. They flew to Chicago this afternoon. They're planning on a 7:15 news conference this evening, and they're going to have the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, with him. Why are Democrats doing this, you might want to know? Well, Democrats are denying a quorum. They're breaking quorum, essentially not letting the Texas House of Representatives meet on Monday as it was scheduled to do at 3 p.m. on Monday, so the House could actually pass these brand new congressional districts. They're reshaping what the congressional districts look like in this state because President Trump wanted Texas Republicans to do that. Texas is the largest Republican state in the country, and President Trump is afraid that the Republicans will likely lose their 3-seat majority of Congress, so he wants Texas Republicans to redraw the lines here and make it easier for Republicans to win 5 more seats. They want to unseat 5 Democratic incumbents here in Texas. So the members of the legislature, they're the ones who have to approve this. Democrats are outnumbered in Austin, but Democrats do have one nuclear option, and that is what they did this afternoon. They could just leave the state and say, listen, if we're not here, if 51 of us, at least 51 are not here, then the House technically cannot meet. It will not have a quorum to meet. So that's why the House members, Democratic House members, took off to Chicago. How long will they be there? They have to be there at least through August 19th if they want to end this special 30-day legislative session. And the House Democratic leader, Gene Wu, said that's what they plan to do. There's some big political news this Sunday.
So he's got the blame Trump thing going on with that guy. Here we have Charlie Downs. New Texas maps doom Jasmine Crockett's reelection. Texas Democrats fled to Illinois to break quorum in block district approval votes. J.B. Pritzker vows to protect the fleeing Democrats. Oh, so poor Jasmine Crockett. Oh, she could lose her seat. Let's see her get loomered.
Hello, Congresswoman. Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, well.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett. But it sounds... Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th.
Right?
Would you like to clarify your comments?
Good luck.
As you can see. Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the Tesla?
Wow. Wow. Jasmine Crockett losing her mind and actually physically assaulting that reporter for asking a question and putting the camera in her face, asking her about her advocacy of violence that she made on a Tesla call, Tesla takedown call. Disgusting. Here we have more. This is Phoenix 2A. 50 Democrats fled to Texas. Do we have, we have the, let's go to Governor Pritzker.
Let me be clear. We passed a map in Illinois that follows the Constitution, and that is not what Governor Abbott is trying to do in Texas.
Have you ever seen the Illinois district map? It is so gerrymandered. Oh, it's disgusting. So this guy, we followed the Constitution. No, you followed party lines, actually. You don't like it if the Republicans do it down in Texas, but, you're certainly fine with doing it up in Illinois.
Let me be clear. We passed a map in Illinois that follows the Constitution, and that is not what Governor Abbott is trying to do in Texas. We believe that the people of Texas deserve to have fair representation and not to have the game changed in the middle of the decade. That's right. There already is litigation about the original map that they put in place. Now they want to change it again. That, no doubt, will end up being litigated, too. But let me be clear that they are attempting to cheat. And, I think we all know Donald Trump is a cheater.
Yeah. Well, I guess if there's anybody that knows about cheating, it's J.B. Pritzker.
Right. So is the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, in so many ways. And we here in Illinois believe that we're, 2025. We've had elections now for, the 5 years that this map has been in place. We want to continue to have those fair elections. And we're proud of the fact that Democrats do better than Republicans in those districts where they're hyper-competitive, frankly. And we won in virtually every one of those districts that was competitive. Let me be clear. We passed...
Yep. Take a look. Here is the Illinois map. Thank you for bringing that up. So here is what it looks like. This is what gerrymander did. Look at that blue one. The red, the blue. Pretty disgusting, right? Here's another one. You can see more clearly where the major cities are. Chicago, Springfield, Peoria, Rockford, right? Yeah. That's what the Illinois map looks like. Here's a heat map of the 2024 Harris election results. Somehow the red parts of the state are in super minority in both chambers and hold only 3 congressional seats. Illinois legislative districts are completely gamed. Yeah, we should be the last state to lecture Texas. Look at that. That's my state. It's shameful. So let's go check in with Governor Abbott. Let's see what he has to say on this.
Today, to all said in your statement that you put out today, to all of them, in a letter to them, you said, in addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may also have committed felonies. What is the felony? What are the penalties for this?
So very simply, it would be bribery if any lawmaker took money to perform or to refuse to perform an act in the legislature. And the reports are these legislators have been both, they sought money and they offered money to skip the vote, to leave the legislature, to take a legislative act. That would be bribery. And so the facts will have to come out. But I think based upon comments made by legislators themselves, they face a possibility of facing bribery charges, which is a second-degree felony in the state of Texas. There's one way to cure that, and that is if they get back to the state of Texas and make quorum today at a hearing that we have at 3 o'clock, they can cure themselves of any quid pro quo that would subject them to potential bribery charges.
All right.
Bribery charges. What do you know? So this battle is not done yet. We'll continue to track if these folks actually get arrested or if they show up. But if you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is really more than redistricting, okay? It's about the complete breakdown of democratic norms when Democrats don't get their way. These legislators swore an oath to serve Texas, not run to Illinois to hang out with Gary Pritzker at an all-you-can-eat buffet when votes don't go their way. While they hide out in Chicago hotels and 5 flood relief bills affecting millions of Texans are frozen. Real people are suffering because 50 politicians decided their political games matter more than constituents' lives. And Governor Pritzker is harboring these fugitives while accusing Trump of election interference. That's peak hypocrisy. The same Democrats who called January 6th an attack on democracy are literally fleeing their state to prevent a legal vote. I mean, who's a threat to democracy? So here's my question. Should fleeing legislators automatically lose their seats or just be arrested and thrown in the clink? Let me know in the comments. Let's continue the conversation because this precedent can't stand. And remember, you can grab some American badass gear from our shop. The link is in the description where you can trigger a liberal today at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.